I don't usually let it play that long, but that's
one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them.
It's one of them.
It's a build up. I was like, well, it wouldn't do us no service if I cut it off early. What's going on? Episode 35. You here with your boys? TEP, man. Got Ed here. My Corey's in the building. What's up, my Corey? Ed, how you doing today, man? You all right?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm really good. I think I'm still riding the high. Like I said, I think last week was the best week of my life, but I think this was a really good week. I don't know. I've just been having really good weeks, man. Again, I don't know if it's because I'm working out in the morning and that just...
Yeah. I was stuck on you said of your life. That's just a long time, bro.
But you know, like sometimes it's normally a low in the week, but
yeah, it do become a little low.
Well, at some point where it's just like a regular day. No, it's been all really good days, man.
That's what's up.
Know, if it's waking up in the morning, hot yoga, I'm still being consistent with that.
Hey, I got some responses for your hot yoga take last week. A lot of people said that's a good thing to look into. Some of my friends.
Yeah, man.
So you on point. Y'all about to say you on point.
I've been making it twice a week now. So yeah, I like it, man.
Do you feel like that's firmly implemented into your week now?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm a
saying.
creature of habit, man. It don't take long for me to add something to the routine, and once it's in there, it's in there.
Excuse me.
I'm in, man. I went and bought a yoga mat, my little towel to go over it so I don't slip.
Oh yeah, you invested. Okay, yeah.
I'm there. I got my stuff. But yeah, man, it's good. It's a challenge, man. And it's like I said, I think at this point I've only been like 4 times, but like every time when I think I'm just used to the heat, it's like I am, but it's like that don't stop you from sweating, you know? Like it don't make me feel like I'm like about to pass out or anything, but like I'm still like excessively wiping because it just don't stop.
Yeah, it don't.
But it's good because you know, like cardio. That's something I've just always struggled with. Ironically, being that I ran most of my life. But, So it's good. I feel like it helped me suffice with that cardio that I need to get in at some point. But other than that, man, my week has been good. We actually kind of got to big up my job. We had a office Olympics Thursday.
Whoa. Chill out.
It was really cool. So like, it's not a lot of people where I work, but they divided everybody into teams. It was like a red, blue, green, and gold team. Yeah, it was 4 teams. And like, this is like, I still haven't worked there for a year, so this is my first time experiencing the Office Olympics. I didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was just going to be like, some little stuff, nothing major, but I knew it was intense when like I was on the red team. We had a team meeting.
What? Sorry.
And I was on time, and they said they was looking for me. Said, it's 11.
Oh, God.
I was like, okay.
Oh, God.
And yeah, bro,
was it like a draft or you just?
No, it was like, because it was like different events, and like I did respect how organized it was, and it was like only certain amount of people from each team could do certain stuff. Like, so like for one event, it may be, okay, you need 3 players for this. Who are your 3? So people would volunteer, and it was just all different stuff. And I didn't know anything because like they didn't use like normal names. It was all like kind of funky names. So I didn't really know what I was just told them, just put me somewhere and I'm going to just.
Oh, people using like nicknames?
Well, it'll be like just like weird names that they didn't really like imply on what the event was.
Oh, okay. Oh, name of the event.
Yeah. So it was just like, I don't know what any of this is because it's just names. So just sign me up for some stuff.
Okay.
I told them you put me wherever.
All-star.
And but it was cool. So it was like the second half of our day Thursday was literally the Office Olympics. It was outside, and it was cool stuff. I actually popped it off. We had like a frisbee hula hoop toss where it was hula hoops, and you had to toss a frisbee, and it was like 3, and like the 3 different rings gave you 3 different scores, and you got like 5 frisbees to try to get as high as a score as you could get.
That's dope.
And I went, and it was just one person from each team, and I was the person for the red team, and like I said, I couldn't. Somebody was strategic because they got last, but I was going third, and like nobody. It was windy out there too, trying to throw a frisbee, so like nobody was hitting in anything. And then like when it was my turn, I got because it was 1-3-5.
Yeah,
and it was like based off the distance. That's how the points was, and I tried to go for the 3. Like twice, almost got it, but didn't get it. But then I was like, oh man, I'm gonna just go for the 5 because at this point a guy had only scored like 3. I was like, well, I'm gonna just go for 5.
Yeah, risk it. You gotta risk it.
And on like I said, it was like 5 frisbees on that 4th one. I hit it in there on that 5-point one. And then the guy after me, he didn't score at all. So I ended up winning it for the red team. And like I said, man, it was fun though. They had like different events. They had like trivia.
Nice.
They had a cornhole tournament that was kind of separate from the Olympics, but it was going on too.
Okay.
Man, it was like playing regulation cornhole, like 27 feet apart cornhole.
Don't stand on the thing. What is it? Stand on it or something like that. My bad. Keep going.
But no, it was like regular cornhole. It was just like the things were like 27 feet apart.
Yeah.
Like it was like it was literally regular. We was playing like regulation. I was like, man, I'm used to them being like maybe about 10 feet away.
Yeah, but
like,
I say you can do a little underhand.
Man, you had to toss.
You had to.
And the boards was slick. But no, it was really fun, man. Like I said, I kind of just be blindly going into stuff and
well, that's a nice pick me up.
Cool, man. Yeah, it was real fun. And like I said, that was Thursday. Then, I'm just on my journey of trying stuff. I went to a pottery class and that was interesting. It was because I don't have an artistic bone in my body, but I kind of like doing stuff that I'm not just necessarily good at. Because it's like it don't come natural, but you can like just have fun. Like like some stuff where it's like you're not worried about being good. You just want to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But I ended up making like a bowl.
I saw it. I
was trying to make a flower vase, but to be honest with you, with my clay and working that thing up,
okay. It got a little flat.
No, it didn't get flat. I just couldn't get it like the diameter as wide as I needed.
Okay.
The diameter, yeah. So it was like it's like a single flower holder vase, a single because I couldn't get it wide. And then my other one, I just messed it up, so it's just gonna be a quote unquote coin holder.
Okay,
but it was an interesting experience. Like I said, man, I'm just on some like just trying stuff and being intentional about that. I know we had kind of talked about like routine and how the routine just wasn't what it needed to be. So I just been trying stuff, man, and it's been cool.
That's what's up.
Just going on Groupon and going for what I know.
Hey, Groupon is such a good resource for that stuff because you could just literally type in anything,
just random
and
stuff,
just go crazy with it.
Or if you really just want to see what's out there, just type in the area.
Yeah.
Just scroll.
Yeah.
Groupon is really the go. That's how I found that hot yoga, man. I'm paying like a very discounted rate because I got it for a month for like I think like. And it's unlimited times. I can go as many as I want. Because I heard them charge somebody a day, and they was like $20. I was like, dang, I got unlimited for I think like $35 for the month. So
and you making good use of it too.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I really am. But yeah, man, that's all that's been going on with me. What's going on with you, man?
Well, I mean, my week has been pretty nice. I'm coming off I was coming off
a week of romance.
Yeah. Yes. And just planning and just blocked off schedules and stuff like that. So I'm coming off a week of like a lot of activity. Like Monday, the Monday after the birthday weekend, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be transparent. I just told my girl like I don't want to go nowhere. Like I don't even like not necessarily I don't want to talk to you. Just like I just gotta decompress. Like I just can't. Like somebody that's so extroverted as myself, my meter still runs out and it has to recharge. Like it has to. Like it might recharge at a faster rate than other people, but it is zero. So I had to get recentered. You know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. Outside of that, the week has just been like working. I had a meeting with my employees on Wednesday, which was nice because we had the type of job where like it's very remote. Everybody's pretty doing their own thing, so we don't really get the chance to all sit in one room. And I liked that we was able to have that meeting. Well, I made the meeting happen. I planned it.
Yeah, I always like y'all physically sat in one room.
Yeah. We was in like a conference room.
Okay,
and it was good because we had new people that was hired that old people didn't even. That was their first time seeing them, and people that's training, people that's coming in. It was good because I think it made them feel like, because one of the dudes after the meeting, he told me, he's like, "Hey, Jude, man, we got a nice little like team." I was like, "Yeah, we just don't see each other at all, like ever." You know what I'm saying? We don't see each other ever. So it was good to get them to sit down, and I felt good about that because I felt like I was able to remind them that they were part of a team. You know what I'm saying? Like when you working by yourself for a while, and this is kind of interesting because this goes into another subject that I was talking with my significant other about. When you out there on the job by yourself, it can get like a little lonely. You know what I mean? I guess, some people need like people there working with them. They like being in that group environment. I do, but like maybe I could just cut it on and cut it off because I know how to be in my own world. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm in that car and I'm just listening to the music or driving, I'm in my own world.
And your job is kind of extreme because it's not like it's a balance. If you out in the field, you just that's what you do 24/7. It's not like a
and you liable to drive somewhere 2 hours away. You know what I'm saying? From like the Metroplex period. You know what I'm saying? Going to one of them big outskirts cities.
Yeah.
But it was nice. That was a highlight of my week. What was I about to say? It went into this other subject. I was talking with my significant other yesterday, and she's a flight attendant, so she's out and about a lot, right? And she probably gonna get on my tail for bringing this up, but I told her like I don't get lonely like as quickly as she does. Cause she gets lonely. She be like, I be out there by myself. I ain't got nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be getting lonely like that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't felt lonely in a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things, so for me to even reach that point, it has to be very like, and then she brought up a good point. She's like, well, you live with like one of your best friends. So like, even if you ever had that feeling, you can just go in there and talk to him. I was like, yeah, but I guess, you know what I'm saying? But I say that to say that my week was pretty good. It was pretty standard. I'm just gearing up. Like, it's funny. I use this week as a break to gear up for my birthday that's actually coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just still in this flow of stuff. Remember we had that stretch like from July to March?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, July to August, that little stretch.
I'm still recovering from that.
I'm just in the stretch right now. Basically, I'm in the stretch. And I'm going to get 2-3 weeks, maybe. And then holidays, man. Oh, the fall started. October it started, my birthday month. And I'm excited for that. I've been waiting on this rain to drop, but it ain't dropped.
Man, it's eluding us.
Yeah, and I've been looking forward to it raining for a long time because sometimes a good rain is good. I think it's like a cleanse almost. Like, I was like, if you look at the patio, I got the chair out there. I was going to sit out there, watch the rain and just collect my thoughts. But
I was looking forward to the rain too. Like I thought it was going to rain all day, and I was just that was my bag. I was just going to be by myself, light a candle, finally watch some shows that I've been
putting off.
Man,
I got a little list I want to get to too. But yeah, man, that was my week. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait for next weekend, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for next weekend.
That kind of got a question. Like, when you be excited for stuff, do you look forward to stuff?
Yes. You know what? I look forward to the setting of it and the people that's gonna be there.
Do you think when you like look forward to stuff, it live up to the expectations that you naturally create by doing that?
So it's like a balance, right? I do. And all the time it don't. Most times it doesn't, just because I be having to stop myself from putting so much into it. Okay, here's an example. Case in point, we got my fishing trip next week. In my mind, I was like, man, we're going to catch a bunch of fish. It's going to be great. We're going to dance on the boat and stuff like that, we might go out there and just chill. Catch 2 fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I'm like calming myself down from even having those thoughts and getting that excited because I don't want to disappoint myself just by. It's not an unrealistic expectation, but you gotta kind of try to say you gotta kind of try to stay grounded.
Yeah.
Because if you get too high, it's just more of a letdown. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Because then too, it's like it'd be stuff you can control and then stuff you can't control.
Right.
Because I've noticed with me, like anytime I ever look forward to something and anticipate it, it's always a disappointment. This is my life, not anyone else's life. Some people might have that luxury, but it's not like I'd be having like crazy expectations. It'd be like very general, vague stuff, but it's just like
surface level.
Yeah, it don't be anything too deep, but it's like when I like anticipate and have like and kind of get excited, but oh man, that's gonna be a good time. I know, like,
no,
don't end up being what it's supposed to be for me personally.
I was about to say, is that because of the position that you put yourself in, or is that because of the actual event?
I don't know. It just don't be what I think it's gonna be normally, and it's just like that's why I try me personally. I try to be like, I don't know, just present in the moment and like plan stuff, but then be present. So like when it come, I know it's there. Yeah, I'm ready, but it's not like I've been thinking about it and I'm hyping it up and saying, "Oh man, it's gonna get a
like this the what?
I did do that recently.
Okay,
I know not to do it, but I did it. I won't say the event because
people listen.
Yeah, but I did do that, and because it might have been good for him, it just wasn't that great for me. That sound wild.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and he gonna know too.
Yeah, so it was just like I really was anticipating it, and I thought that was gonna be a really good time. But it was just like for me, it was just like it's okay. So that's what I say. I think anytime expectations lead to disappointments.
Well, I think it's because we as humans, I think everybody to a certain degree has a little bit of a controlling nature. And this is why I'm saying that. Because when you make the expectation, it's kind of like, okay, this is how I want it to go. You know what I'm saying? This is how I want that event to go. And like you just said, you just think you can't control things you can't. Like I might want you to have a grand time at your event. Like I can't wait to Ed do this. Like you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But when the time comes and it don't happen how I want it to go, I feel disappointed. You know what I'm saying? But that just comes from me, and I think from just people, like you said, being present and not putting any like constrictions on it. Yeah. But where do the expectations come from? You think like what even makes the expectation form?
I don't know, because I mean sometimes expectations can come from like
go ahead.
Like a genuine, like positive, place. Like an expectation, like man, we gonna have a good time. That's not a negative thing to put out there, or
I'm about to say that's not even a bad thing to say.
Yeah, like that's okay. Like you know, but I don't know. I think it's like when you just start like putting expectations on stuff that start like saying, I don't know. That just kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
It just put a...
You think it put a damper on things?
Not a damper, but it's like
it's like you're like pre-planning a reaction to something that didn't happen. Hasn't happened yet. It's like you're predisposing yourself to a situation that you haven't even experienced yet.
Yeah, because the expectation definition is a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. And I think at the end of the day, you just can't predict what's the future. Like you can set stuff in motion and in place, but like just never know. Especially when you dealing with people, and because humans are just always wild cards, man.
Yeah, that's what makes us this. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much can't never fully call what's going to happen.
But yeah, man, because I don't know. I think like just talking about disappointment, that's like in my adult life.
Let's go. Let's get into
that's like the strongest emotion that I feel that I try to like that I deal with that I try to avoid. Like disappointment hit harder than any other emotion. Like mainly for me, like like being disappointed in something or someone being disappointed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
But then again, like I say, disappointment is the definition of it is literally sadness or displeasure caused by the non-fulfillment of one's hopes or expectations. That's why I say expectations lead to disappointments.
Yeah, that's true. When disappointment occurs for you, like what is this like a process for you? Like, can you walk us through like when it happens? Can you describe the feeling for like Ed? Like,
you know, it literally always come from like an expectation.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking.
But I must say, I don't expect much ever hardly, so I don't deal with too much disappointment. But
are you a skeptic?
When it comes to certain things, yeah.
Okay, I think that's a factor too.
Yeah. I mean, because too, especially when it comes to like people, because people are literally unpredictable, man. And
yeah,
you never know what mood somebody in because we human. Everybody just not having a good day. Some people might be tired. Some people might not want to, know.
Yeah. You just don't try to expect the best from people on a general basis.
Expect the best. No, I just don't. I mean, I give people grace because we humans, So I don't.
Yeah.
You might have a day where you just don't feel like talking. I don't hold that against you. Or you might be busy or you might just want to, so it's like.
I think what we're talking about now is a factor of an expectation. You know what I'm saying?
I don't put expectations on people, no. Like I don't expect anything out of people.
So you're saying if you, this is a pushback. If you don't do that, how can you not say you're not skeptical? Well, you say you are in some things, right?
Well, me being skeptical of someone doesn't really have anything. I think that kind of correlate with me not having an expectation of you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Because if I believe in you and have 100% faith in you, then I have expectations of you because of that. If I say, nah, he gonna do this because he always do this, so I'm expecting that from him compared to. Bro, people be humans, bro. I mean,
I think
you just never know.
I think I believe someone to be themselves, and I be believing.
But there's even a variance in that, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's always gonna be some type of expectation, I guess, right? Because that's what faith is. That's what hope is. It's just you got to have some type of predetermined trust in whatever future thing is happening. Like you expect to get in your car when you get up, when you leave here. You ain't saying it, but you expect that to happen.
But I think I do have like kind of like bare like minimum standard expectations of people. Like,
yeah. Which is okay. Is okay. That makes you better prepared. And that might be does that form from you trying to avoid disappointment? Yes? No? Because that might be a mechanism for that, right?
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just think it's
because I think, but I think expectations are kind of formed through. I don't know. I guess like the standards that you develop during life.
I think some of it is association too. Like you associate this with this, right? So this is what you kind of expect. Maybe in the past, this is how it's happened for you most of the time. Like when I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like I go to practice, I expect to be tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be tired. In the days when I'm not tired, I'm like, okay, well, then. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something like that. But
I do think disappointment can like mold your expectations and outlook on life. Because if you've been disappointed, I think that's kind of what's happened to me over time. I just been disappointed, or like when I thought people they said they was gonna do something for me, and then when that time comes, it's just like it's like they was gonna do it if it was convenient, but if it's not convenient, or it's like, or like I tell you one expectation I struggle with because if somebody asks me to do something, I'm gonna do it instantly. One, to get it out the way. and two, so I don't forget because you know, just to go ahead, knock it out. Whereas other people, they'll say, "I got you," and so they kind of used to get to me because it's like I don't get the same energy when I ask somebody to do something versus when they ask me to do something and I do it instantly and just take care of it.
Yeah.
And so it's like I had to get rid of that expectation of, because it did lead to disappointment, and it's just like at the same time everybody just got a different, you know, process on how they do stuff. So it's not,
and then that sound like
necessarily something I can take personal. It's just people are different. Everybody not the same. So
and that kind of go back to that grace you was talking about earlier.
Yeah, because if I don't get that, now I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah.
Now I'm
kind of
got negative emotions towards you.
Yeah, what's the word? Go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry. You kind of resent them.
Yeah, it might build resentment. So it's like when I ask you to do something,
you want it immediately done.
Yeah, or I'll do it immediately. But when I ask somebody to do something, it's like
okay.
Get to it. When I get to it, maybe probably.
Because you can't expect somebody to take something as serious as you.
Yeah.
Right. I see what you're saying. Disappointment for me, man. The moment when it used to hit, it was very like hollowing. You know what I mean? It was like that feeling of a letdown. It's like, man, this is how I expected it, or this is what I was hoping for. And my intentions were not met by the reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think a lot of disappointment is rooted in that for me. I have an intention, and when in reality it's something totally different, or maybe a different variation of what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And when that used to happen to me, I used to feel a little lost. Felt like you just feeling like being in limbo, right? It's like, dang, I don't know what to go, because like I was prepared for it to go like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In my younger life, you know, more naive life, I think I wanted to go like this, and now that it didn't, I don't really know where to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I don't even know how to process it right now, because I've already set my mind up to experience it like this, you know? And that used to leave me very kind of confused and frustrated, you know what I'm saying? And a little angry sometimes, you know, like, dang, like, why couldn't it been this? You know what I'm saying? Like, or what happened to where it didn't show up like this? You know what I'm saying? And then I think that made me, whereas like people, I guess I didn't create a bare minimum for people. I just became more of a influencer on a situation. Some people might think that in the worst cases that's manipulation, but in the best cases that's leadership. You know what I'm saying?
You know, there's really not that much separation between leadership and manipulation.
No, it just
might just be a matter of perspective.
I think it's a matter of intention.
Yeah,
intention. Like one's doing it for the greater good. One is probably doing it for personal gain.
Yeah,
they exist on the same coin. You know,
they
what I'm
really
saying?
do.
You know what I'm saying? But like when I be disappointed, I'm like, well, I don't want that to happen again, so I'm gonna just take more of a leadership role in those situations. Like a good example is like when we used to go out at like in high school and stuff. Like, all right, I'm gonna just set the party up. You know what I'm saying? I would just set up like, let me go get the liquor. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to wait on like people giving me $7 a piece. Like, I'll just go get my cousin to do it. Just have it there.
Yeah.
Because the last time we went out, we said we was all gonna put money in, and some boys they show up with money, and we had to find such and such to go to the liquor store at 8:58. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and those are very like surface level things. But as far as like real life situations, things like that, you know, and that's what it was for me, for the most part. And I began to, you know what? I think this is what happened. I started, instead of putting an expectation on other people, I started turning the expectation on myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't expect you to do this, you know what I'm saying? But I know I can hold myself to this standard and expect me to get this done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's very true, because I think that's what I do a lot. Because it's like, if I can handle it myself, I promise you I would. Like,
you just do it.
Yeah, if I'm asking for help, it's because I need it. Because if I can do it,
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
I will do it.
I about to say, if you've asking somebody to do something, you probably thought of all the other alternatives already.
Because I think that's kind of the thing for me too. Why it's like, I don't know that because for me, like, I think like because for me at this point in my life, like anger, frustration, and being annoyed or like fleeting feelings for me, like
it's there in the moment.
Yeah, I might be annoyed, but after a while, it's like it's whatever. But like me being disappointed, like no, that like stay and like that's deep and it's like if I say I'm disappointed in you or that's not something you just can brush over. Like if I say I'm annoyed, you just
just give it a little bit.
Just stop talking to me for a little bit, man, or something. Like if I'm just annoyed, but disappointment. That's why I say I think for me, like that's like probably like the strongest emotion for me, like in my life, because it's not fleeting. Like
disappointment don't go away.
Yeah, that's like stay.
That might be a good like degree level, right? So like annoyance is probably just like the first degree, right? Disappointment is probably like a deeper degree, a larger degree of that. Like now this is like rooted. Like if I say it's probably rooted in something. It's rooted in like
that's a lot to unpack. If I say I'm disappointed, if I say I'm annoyed, it's just surface level and just give me a little couple minutes or something. But it's like I say, it's a fleeting feeling for me.
Is it like a physical emotion that you convey when you're disappointed? Or like, when you're reaching that level, do you get quiet? Do you just stay to yourself? Do you go off to the corner?
I don't know, man, because that's like I said, that's a strong feel. Like it's a lot to lead up to disappointment. So once I get there, it's just like, I'm kind of in like just a reflective state to even get to that. Because like I said, it's one thing that, like I said,
because you kind of ask yourself, how did I get here?
Yeah, like I said, because it's so serious. Like I say, me being annoyed and stuff, that's fleeting and
that's just here now, gone.
It's has to be a series of events or just something happening that I done broke it down and really had time to think about it. And I'm like, I'm disappointed. Like, and that's like, that's heavy. Like someone can tell me they annoyed with me or something because that's normal. I understand that. But disappointed, that's when I'm like, hey man, let's talk. What's going on? Because like I said, they got to be broken down and unpacked. But
okay, let's break it down like this. How is it when? Because I'm got this article pulled up and it's our repeat guest. It's really the third guest of the show, Psychology Today. And it's about dealing with disappointment, right? And it says 4 questions to manage the gap between expectations and reality. And the first one says, what? We believe that only a certain thing can make us happy. And I'm going to read this and you can kind of respond to it, to whatever. It says, exposure to media messages teaches us to associate happiness with certain things, like expensive objects, beautiful people, or important titles. So we can develop some pretty fixed ideas on what will make us happy and eventually train our minds to believe that we'll only be happy if we get those things. Then it goes on to say, we mistakenly believe that it's that thing that is going to make us happy. And when we don't get it, we're disappointed. Then it says researchers have found that there's no guarantee that if you get the things you want, you'll be happy. In fact, there's quite a bit of evidence to the contrary. People's satisfaction with things are very short-lived. Experiences in which we enjoy what's happening in the moment have much more lasting effect on our overall happiness.
See,
that's what he said.
Go ahead. Because I do feel like that because I'm not like a very materialistic person, but it's still stuff that I want. But it's like I was telling somebody that the other day, I was like, it's nothing that I ever got in my life that I wanted that gave me any type of fulfillment. It was just like,
you have a lot of shoes. But those shoes don't give you happiness.
No. And it was like stuff I had been wanting and I got it and I was just like, oh, okay. It gives me no fulfillment internally at all. It's just like stuff is just stuff. Even stuff that I want, it's still just stuff.
Okay.
But meanwhile, experiences, that's why I say
you stay present.
Yeah, and I'm much rather just have an experience and that'll be like an everlasting memory and stuff compared to like stuff that I like. I can't tell you when I got stuff. I just know I got it at some point.
It's just there.
I can tell you how, but not when. But compared to like a concert or if we take a trip
or this pottery class you just took.
Yeah, that's like stuff I remember. And like, for me, that is, I agree with that. Like that just makes, for me, because I know like some people, you know, got different love languages. So like gifts can be a thing for them. So that does give them a fulfillment and makes them feel stuff like emotions and feel loved and stuff. But gifts do nothing. Like stuff is just stuff, you know, like even if it's stuff I want, I will appreciate the action that you went through to get it for me. But this having it physically in my hand, it doesn't give me any joy. It's the fact that, you know, maybe it's coming from a person, you know, and they, like I said, like in my life, everybody worked. So I know, oh no, he, you know, he took that out of, you know, or her, or, you know, whatever. Had to get that for me. But
a good example is, remember when we got those Olympic sevens? Yeah. Like, I can't tell you how much they had cost at the time, but I remember us standing out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that experience. And I remember when we drove out there and stuff like that. And I like that. I like this this paragraph because me, like yourself, I wasn't really a materialistic person growing up, but I did want things, and I thought that when I got those J's, or when I got that shirt, or what, them pants or them shoes, it would make me, or the chain or something, it'll make me feel like, man, like I expect that when I get this, I'm going to feel so happy. You know what I'm saying? I get it, and then, like you said, it was short lived. I feel good, like maybe that day. You know what I'm saying? But
it's nothing. Like when I had to like finally get a new vehicle, I was like,
oh yeah.
It's like, bro, I just got a new bill.
Yeah,
like, this don't make me feel like, some people, they feel like accomplished and like,
and on top of the world.
I don't feel like it's just. I don't like. I can try to pretend, but I don't know. Stuff don't give me any fulfillment. But keep on with that article. That's a pretty good article, man. Yeah,
it got 3 more we can go through. So, and it kind of breaks it down, like what, who, you know what I'm saying? And we were kind of just talking about like people, right? So the second one is who, and it says, we believe a certain person is the only one who can fulfill our desires. I think this is more of an intimate tip, but it says, a common misconception is believing that if we met the one, then everything else in our lives will fall into place, and we'll live happily ever after. We learn to associate a small number of positive personal attributes with many others. It's called the halo effect. So it says, for instance, if we met someone who's tall and good looking, we're more likely to believe that that person has a number of other positive qualities, like being rich, trustworthy, intelligent, and fun. But all we really know about the person is that they're tall and good looking. What we may be profoundly disappointed when that person on whom we pin our hopes on doesn't meet our expectations. Yeah, that's the first paragraph.
The halo effect.
The halo effect.
Because people do that, where it's like they look for like
or it's like
macro stuff and assume that and come with all different other type of
they just attach
micro things.
And then, I mean, that shapes it a lot for some people. Sometimes you can have a vision of a person, like the halo effect, and you start attaching other qualities to their small amount of positive qualities. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what they said. The second paragraph, it says, the key is knowing how you want to feel in relationships, and to focus on that instead of how you think the other person should be. I read that wrong. The key is, it says you may want to feel at ease, interested, or engaged. So instead of thinking they should be interested in me and engaging me and making me laugh, think about being interesting, engaging, and in good humor yourself. It's a simple shift in intention that can save a social encounter from the clutches of disappointment. Then it says, and it may help you approach the situation as one that helps you get clarity on what you want in a relationship instead of what the other person should or should not be doing for you. And this basically just saying, just be present, just like you said. Go there with clear intentions and not expecting something from someone else.
Because when I say expectations will always lead to disappointments, especially if you're not like clearly saying your expectations. And honestly, you kind of got to give people the room to say, I can't live up to that.
Or like,
no, I can't be that.
Sometimes somebody can tell you, I don't want to be that.
Or can't be that.
I can't be that. And you know what's so funny? I just thought about this. expectations is such an individual thought.
Mm-hmm.
It's only done by yourself. There's no input from nobody else.
No.
So it's not selfish, but it's a very individualistic concept.
Yeah, and it's just something you like. Mm-hmm. Your expectations just develop through your own personal experience through life.
Mm-hmm. The other ones, I ain't gonna read the whole thing. It just say when, and it says we set a time limit for how long it would take to get what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting because it's more of an internal, like solo type of,
Yeah, I'm gonna say people had that internal clock because people say, I want to be married by
such and such. Yeah,
I want to have kids by.
I had a discussion with a friend past week about that. Like she was talking about like her time is running out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know.
And like I said, that's just the expectation that she's setting for herself.
And that's why when we ask, where do we think expectations come from?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I think some of it is a product of conditioning from like our childhood and our upbringing. Like, you probably expect to be if your aunts, uncles, and stuff, you went to like 5 weddings before you was 10. You know what I'm saying? And you saw all them married. You was in all the weddings, and all them were young. You remember going to those weddings and stuff like that. Your expectation on life may be, I want to be married by 25, just because you saw that. That's what you were surrounded by. Mm-hmm. You were conditioned to believe that at that age, that's what you do.
Yeah,
and that's kind of superficial, and it doesn't add in other factors. But I'm just saying, like,
but no, that's something people when they quote unquote plan out their life is expectations. Okay, I'm gonna finish school by 22. Yeah. I'm going to move here at 20 something. I'll be married at 27. I'll have my first kid at 32. Then it's like, you did that yourself. No one forced you to do that or said it was going to go work like that. But now you got that expectation. So now when you start approaching certain ages, you start to feel disappointment. And it's not because of any external factors. It's just because you set expectations for yourself. That's why I don't know, for me personally, that's why I just don't really do expect. It's like I have goals and stuff that I want to work towards, but as far as expecting certain stuff,
But this brings me to another question I was going to ask you when we was talking about this. You ever had an expectation influence you to try to force something? Excuse me.
I know exactly what you mean, but I can't think of an example, but I'm pretty sure at some point in life,
Yeah, I mean, I know I did that. I did that kind of a lot as a younger dude. And not just like in relationship wise. I mean, just like in life, period. I was trying to force, I don't know, I can't remember, but I was just trying to force things because I had an expectation that I wanted to fulfill for myself, not factoring in the other things that are included in getting it done. Or I couldn't have called, I don't know, my car breaking down or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't predict those things. You know what I'm saying? And I've had times where like, well, I gotta do this, so let me do this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That happened a lot in college too, like trying to be certain majors, the whole Greek thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to force that, trying to make that happen because that's the expectation I had of myself. Yeah. Not to say, well, I'll close with that, but I'm just saying, like, I've had times in my life where I was trying to force something to happen, no matter how broke it made me, how stressed it made me, how much it affected my mental health, emotional health. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just by trying to fulfill some image of myself I had in my head. You know what I'm saying? Which is interesting because it's okay to have standards for yourself.
Yeah, man. You
know what I'm saying? But you can't let something take that much away from you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's when you have those real conversations with yourself. You sit down. Everybody for all my Christians, it might be like the come to Jesus moment. or you may call it a revelation or an epiphany. It's when
a moment of clarity.
A moment of clarity when you be like, man, I did not have to do that, or this doesn't require me to,
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to have a lot of those times for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shoot, after I graduated, I was just trying to force myself into the work.
Yeah, I wanted to say, because that was a thing for me. Like, when I got out of grad school, I expected to be making X amount of money instant. That was my expectation. And that wasn't the reality. And I was like, it was a situation where like my lease was coming to an end and I didn't have a job. And I was like, am I going to get another lease? Without a job, hoping I get a job, which is going to make life hard,
Yeah.
But like I said, that was one of the expectations I had, because and it was formed from nothing. I just came up with a number in my head. Yeah. It wasn't based off research or anything. It was just like, I should be making at least this. I got a master's now.
Yeah.
And it didn't work like that. Yeah,
not the case. Right here it says in this article, and of course we're going to put this in the description, it says there are unspoken rules for how long something is supposed to take to achieve a certain career goal or relationship status. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what you start thinking about in your moment of clarity. Like, who told me I had to be married at 25?
Or you might hear, oh, we've been dating for this time. We supposed to.
It should be.
You ought to know what you want at this time, because this is how it's supposed to be. Like, where are you getting this?
Yeah, where you getting that from, man? Like,
so yeah, man. This.
And then the last one, the last question, because there's 4 questions. This one says how. So this is what, when, where, how. This one says how. We have fixed ideas about how it's all going to come together. You know what I mean? And I think that's like, when I see this, well, I read the first paragraph. Sorry. It says, perhaps the most difficult expectation to relinquish is how. Once we have a desire, we often immediately begin to think of ways to go after it.
Yep.
Trying to force it. You know what I'm saying? If we can't think of a good way to get what we want, we may simply give up on the spot and feel disappointed. Or we may develop elaborate schemes for how to get what we want, which usually involves other people following the script that we have written for them, or having a series of events unfold in a particular way.
Yeah.
When life doesn't go according to your plan, we may interpret it to being that we haven't got what we want, and we can feel disappointed. That's the first paragraph. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we were just highlighting that when I just asked, and this is before I even got to this. When I was asked about, did it make you force something? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's a good explanation of trying to force it.
And then, like I said, it's like, especially like in the romantic wise, like you have a picture or expectation of how you want this to go. So you try to, and it's really just, like I say, you say, hey, I've always wanted to be married here. And now, like they said, you're trying to write the script for somebody else instead of like I say, because humans, bro, they are unpredictable and they have their own thoughts, but you trying to like say, no, I want to get here because this was always my expectation to get married here. And it's like you trying, like you said, was trying to write the script for somebody else.
Yeah. I did that a lot with our friend group. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I want YBs to be this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I'm about to say, because when I was younger too, because it's like, man, I think we all need to move here and do this. And it was like, that's not you writing the script for somebody else. They may not want that.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't have expectations for other people. Like that's something they got to develop for themselves, or standards, or what they want to do. You know. I like the part that says, which usually involves other people following the script. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's really how it is.
Yeah, I'm writing the script for Ed life. You know what I'm saying? Ed don't know if he want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Ed ain't told me if he wanted to do that or not. But I'm making it for you. That's why I said, like, the whole expectation thing is such a, I ain't gonna say so, but it's so individualistic. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all through your lens of what you want to see happen. Like, and that doesn't.
But I think like ultimately that do normally lead to disappointments, especially because life is just so unpredictable, and especially if you're talking about like romantically, because that's just a whole nother person that you can't control, like or like I just said, write the script for, you know. So
okay, and I know we're getting close, so I'm gonna ask this last question because I want to hear about it. I want to hear your take on it. How do we feel when the expectation is on us? So like disappoint someone else on the flip side.
Like me disappointing someone?
Yeah.
I don't know. I normally feel like I said, that's a very heavy emotion for me. So like I normally wear that and like if somebody tell me they disappointed me, I always try to get context and see, because like I say, if it's something that I did wrong, or if it's like just an unrealistic expectation that you had placed on me, because that can be the case too. And if that's the case,
writing that script,
it's like one, you never said that to me, and how would I know? And I don't know.
I about to say,
but other times, it's been times where I was just wrong or it wasn't intentional, so I apologize and try to make things right.
Yeah.
So
I know for me, when I know what expectation is on me, and I know how to recognize the expectation, right? At this point in my life, I know when somebody's entrusting in me to do something. I take that seriously just because, like I say in past episodes, like I value people's friendships and relationships to me, and I value when they trust me with things, and I try not to take that lightly. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But like you said, it's a difference between somebody like trusting you to do something and then them, and I know we've been using the word a lot this episode, but them expecting or hoping for you to be, this person. Yeah. If I'm not that person, then we got to have a conversation. It's like, bro, I don't run a 4-3. You know what I'm saying?
Or I say somebody writing a script for you didn't even show it to you.
Didn't even show it to me. I ain't get my input. I ain't get to write off on that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get to make no edits. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody holds me to something and I don't fulfill that, well, when I'm not that, okay, let's just talk about it. But when I don't fulfill it, I do feel bad. I be feeling bad. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't want to give the person the impression, another callback, but I don't want to give them the impression that like, because it's easy to somebody just put that jacket on you. Oh, Juke, he can't do this just because I did it. I didn't do it that one time.
Yeah.
And I don't want my whole human experience to just be reduced to just one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes you only get one with people, but I don't want it to be reduced to just one mistake.
Yeah.
I think that I try to avoid that by doing what I can when I feel the expectations, because that's a feeling I don't like feeling.
Yeah.
Like how you said you kind of like try to avoid the disappointment. I try to avoid disappointing others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny, man. It's a very you could probably call it self-sabotaging. Like if you disappointed me, I'll probably like you said, I'll sit with it, but I know I can have a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if I disappointed you, I'm going to feel 10 times worse. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just think it's interesting because, everybody's done both. Everybody's been disappointed. Everybody's disappointed someone else. So
yeah. Hey, can some people live with that fear of disappointing others?
For some people, that's their whole motivation behind everything they do. Like they might not.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I definitely don't want to disappoint my parents.
Yeah,
that's like a fear of mine to be a disappointment to them. And like I said, I wear disappointment. That's such a heavy word for me, and I wear that. So like, yeah, that's like the two people I would never want to disappoint.
I try not to disappoint y'all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But and that's funny. I guess the caliber of person in your life maybe is contingent on that. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a person I barely know, they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, but I was kind of disappointed in you. I was like, all right.
And then too, it's like some people might just loosely and freely use the word
disappointment.
So
yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's true. Because disappointment is one of those words. Like, it could be a heavy word for someone else. It could be just a turn of phrase for
just being let down.
Yeah, just being let down.
You let me down, man.
Yeah.
Like you may have let me down because you didn't invite me to go eat with y'all, but I'm not disappointed. You just let me down. Oh man, you let me down. But some people might use it interchangeable. So
yeah.
I think that kind of just vary by the person too. Because, but for me, like I said, that word hold a lot of weight. So I'm honest. That's why I said I'm asking for the context because you might have just got let down. It might not have been a disappointment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You gotta ask for that context because, and that also goes into like, bro, you really just made me out to be a person that I am not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not that person, bro. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? And that's so interesting in our time. Just to put some real world context on it, with like the social media and everybody, we've been talking about it. They have an image of themselves online. You see them in person. It's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a disappointment or a letdown. Might be more of a letdown. You know what I mean? But we're in like the type of culture where like there's online identities. People are selling you stuff from across the world, resellers, all the good stuff. So expectations are like being entrusted to people. COVID's here, people's working from home. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of long distance interpersonal communication going on. Like it's not, people are not in the same space with each other.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving you $300 for $1,400 for the Yeezys. I'm trusting you to send it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Like, and as much as the society distance itself with personal interactions, filtering out the disappointment and the expectations would be kind of weird. Because I could show you DM and say, man, I said this. And you're like, well, I ain't read it like that. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Well, damn. I just put an expectation on you that you didn't inference. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But anyway, I think it'd be interesting to see, man. All I say is go have a conversation with somebody, man.
Yeah, and this has been episode 35 of the Transferable Experience podcast. Remember to do all the things on all the things.